Hello and welcome to the top of the world. Today's 30th of July. It's a dozen degrees, 12 degrees above freezing, and we're on top of the world. And it's raining, and it's going to rain all day today and tomorrow and the next day, and it rained yesterday and the day before that. In fact, it's rained every day. So I've prevaricated long enough. I can't get onto my own projects at all. So that means ultimately we're going to have to build in the rain if we want to get anything done this season, anything done at all. So I have cleared out my mess in this corner, which has been a mess, and we have laid down what can loosely be described as foundations. And this is for the last two sections of this build, from one end to the other. So these are all screwed together, and they are ready for framework. And I had to get the wood out. Thankfully, all my drying wood, I say drying, is my firewood drying? Well, of course it ain't. In fact, in some circumstances, I'd say it's very possible my firewood has got more moisture in it than when I cut it. Anything with an open top is done for. And why is there no cracking? It's very worrying. I can tell, you know, there's more green than cracking on the wood. This is not too bad. This is not too bad, but it just, you know, I can tell by the colour how much damp is in this wood. And these should be cracked all the way through by now, and you know they're not. There should be big cracks in these. So anything that was outside, I fear, now has more moisture content in it than it did. There we go. There's a lot of moisture is what I'm saying. Too much. So I've got out all the, some of you will be familiar with this, all the reclaimed timber from the railroad bridge, and we're into framing. So I've set up under the sawmill shelter so that I can work in the rain, and I have to work in the rain, otherwise for the next 6-7 days I'm going to be doing nothing. So these are all the heavily impregnated timbers that were all taken from the railroad, and these make up the entire building. Not so much in there because I put a surface one, but for those that you don't know what I'm talking about, all of this, with exception to the front posts and the fascias, is all built from reclaimed timber. All of it. So I'm going to make 4 back frames and then 2 end sections for the final bit, and see how far we get today. Okay, I've cut up the sections of the frames. Now it's time to put them together. I don't want to bang on about it, so I'm not going to. But my shoulder, right, I can no longer hammer. That's an issue. So, reluctantly but necessarily, I've had to buy a nail gun. And worse, it's from the Jungle Company, and it's the second cheapest one there is. Anyway, so this is brand new out of the box. I've never plugged it into air before, so we're going to plug it in and see how it works. Right, that's 4 frames done. I've just got a little one to do, and that's all the back frames done. Update on the second cheapest nail gun from the Jungle Company. Right, it's branded as Tackwise Chinesium. Anyway, reset the reset the pressure switch on the compressor, and works fine. Just needs to have more pressure than that was putting out. I'm not quite sure what the minimum bar or psi is. Can I tell you what the minimum psi is? Does it say? Well, I've got the glasses on, so even if it did say, never point the tool at yourself or others. Right, no sense of humour. Really? Have I shot a man with a nail gun? I have. Several times, in fact. In fact, I've shot many men with many different things. They haven't done me any harm. kind of got you tucked in the corner here because the wind's so bad. I thought I'd wait for today because today's the windiest day when it's really, you know, getting these big gusts, because I thought that would be a good day to put the beam up. If you know what I mean. Quick, it's raining. Quick, come on. You get wet. Good boy. And it's blowing in this way. Great. Marvellous. Did I know this was forecast? Oh yeah. They forecast it for today and yesterday and tomorrow. Well, the rain stopped. Now I'm completely wet. Did I film any of what I've been doing? No, because it's been just raining, and it hasn't stopped raining. But now it's stopped raining, and the wind is blowing and it's quite cold and it's drying everything out really fast. So that's that beam up, that's all the rafters up. That's this section with the rafters and the walls up. Now, I have been deliberating over this final section for months, and months turned into weeks and weeks turned into days. And I'll tell you what I was trying to achieve. I want the end bay to be the same depth under cover as all the other bays, and I kind of wanted the fascia to carry on through, and we've got to have access to that. So we've put the post. I haven't built this frame, I actually did this end frame in situ whilst I got the back wall up. I put the post up and I've got it upright and level and at the right height. And you can see the funny old angle that I've got here. So this post is not as high as this post because it's further back, but it is the right height on the right trajectory at the right pitch as everything else. When you're making a movie, Hollywood for example, pine wood, any kind of wood, it's all wood. when you're making these movies and you want special effects and you want, you know, the pouring rain and the high winds, it costs hundreds of thousands of dollars or pounds to produce that. Me, I just got to wait for 10 minutes, and you know, I think it knows. You want a beam with a chainsaw, right? Let's blow as hard as we can and chuck some rain down there, make it all slippery and nasty, and then when he gets down, it'll all come up. Right. This is going to disturb a lot of those of you that like to see things. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. It's all going to be perfect, except that beam's going to be on a skew, and it's going to catch your eye because you're going to, well, how's that work? Well, it will work. Okay. So now all I've got to do is carry that whole line of rafters straight the way along, following that line. Look how straight they are. And that way we'll have full protection and have full access to those doors. And that'll be the way that is. And there will be, I am going to screw a strengthening beam underneath and put something at an angle just to give it that extra bit of support. So that probably makes more sense now than me yabbering yesterday about what I was going to do. So I've doubled up on the end rafter, and I'm going to put 2 extra across the top, which will give that extra bit of strength. That's all I need to do. And we're there. So you've got the fascia on the front anyway. And what I'll do is I'll run 2 of these across the top, and that'll give me any extra I need on this little bit of overhang. Plastic is on. I've just got to put all the battens across now. You see, I put the front one on. That was just, I kind of did that as I was going to stop the wind from blowing it all off. And I've got the rest stacked up there on a pallet. So the next morning, I've got all the battens up on top here, using the nail gun with the compressor turned up. It's exactly as I remember nail guns. So now I've turned the pressure up. Oh, I made it so easy. And of course, I haven't got to bend down. I can fire the things in semi-stood up. So easy on my back. Okay. Siding. Now, you remember when I'm cutting the cants, the slices I take off, the way in the edge, I stack. There's a lot of it. All of this is the same, for those that you remember. And they're my baseboards. And then I've got 4-inch, 100mm wide square boards for my battens over the top. So it's board and board, but the battens are wider. So then what I'm going to do is I've cut a few, should get me a couple of bays along. I'll put the way in the edge on as the baseboard. Which are these, bad side facing in. And then the square edge over the joint. And that'll give me a perfect finish on the outside. Or at least that's the plan. So all it does is it just cuts down on extra waste and work. Now, not that there's what you'd call waste, because this is waste, but it's not waste because it gets stacked over there dried. And this is our summer water heating fuel. So there's absolutely nothing goes to waste. Are we going to use both of these packs up? Yep, absolutely we are. To get that done, we're going to get some siding on now. And of course, now we have the nail gun. It is a bit heavy, if I'm honest, you know, but it's still better than hammering by a lot. Well, I couldn't have done it. I don't know what I would have done. I suppose I would have had to do it all in screws, if you could possibly imagine what that would cost. Okay, let's get some siding on, I think. I wonder where that had gone. That's a bump stop, in case you don't know what that is. Amazing. And I can still lift my arm. Okay, that's the back all done. Then put a bit of fascia up there and then that's ready for paint. We'll just do this end one now. Right, that's that end up. Now I'm going to do something that's completely out of my normal order of build. Now I'm going to paint this. Right, the reason I'm going to paint this is because it's going to rain. Well, I knew it was going to rain. We've got the fascia to do on the front, which I'd normally do and then paint the whole thing together, but what I actually want to do is get all this back painted first. So I've got the red paint that I use on this. This is not the same as the red paint I use on the school. Red paint on the school is $150 a barrel. This stuff's $10 a barrel, right? Just squirt it on, get it red, get it coated. Hopefully we'll get it dry before the rain comes down. Okay, that's the first coat on that. cue, here comes the rain. Great. Right, well, let's have coffee then and see what happens. And almost on cue is the rain and the battery's flat. Well, I guess that's coffee time then. Okay, we are done and the storm is arriving. It's a bit patchy at the back, I know. I had a lot of problems with the last pot of paint I put in. It was the oldest pot of paint and it was just full of bits, and it was just constantly blocking the up the jet. I've got to put this where I know where it is because this goes to my sawmill. I've just got to pack things up. So it's Saturday the 2nd of August today. 3 days build. I did the fittings 1 day back in the week, but basically it's a 3-day build. And we are done. Yeah, that is full of bits. It's because it was the oldest pot of paint. I don't know how long I've had that pot of paint. Too long, probably. I've done a second coat on the outside. That's a long building. 120 something feet, I think, from up there all the way down. Anyway, there we go. Job's a good one, job done. He's worn out. And here it comes. Right on cue. Yeah. So that didn't look too bad, that crank beam in the end. As long as do I know the bit at the end is kicking up? Yeah, don't look at, I just had to, you know, I've been fighting this all day. I knew it was coming. So there we go. Finished. All I've got to do is clean up my mess, fill it up, and then I've got to work out what I'm doing about the tin roof. Yep, and here comes the spots of rain. So, there you are. Thank you all for staying with me on this one. Thank you for watching me, and you all have a great day. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.